The music was loud enough to drown out awkward silences, but not loud enough to hide the sting in her voice when she snapped, "Don't touch me, you're not my man." It wasn't a joke. People near us went quiet, pretending not to listen. My hand froze mid-air, hovering uselessly between us. I remember the smell of spilled beer, the sticky floor of the rooftop bar, and the way my wife's eyes didn't even flick toward mine. Seconds later, before I could speak, her best friend leaned in close, smiling, and whispered something that made my wife go completely still. "We've been married 6 years, together for almost 10. Nothing flashy, just a steady life built on routines. Tuesday groceries, Friday takeout, Sunday laundry while old sitcoms played in the background. She worked in marketing, late hours, endless client dinners. I was in logistics, predictable shifts, predictable paychecks. We weren't perfect, but I thought we were solid. Friends described us as low drama. That night was supposed to be another harmless social event, her friend's birthday, a crowded rooftop, drinks I paid for without checking prices. I walked in believing we were fine. I walked out realizing I'd been wrong for a long time. Her best friend, Leane, had always been around. Brunches, girls' nights, last-minute trips. I trusted her by default, she was practically family. My wife used to joke, "If I ever screw up, Leane will tell you." I believed that too. Looking back, the signs were small and easy to dismiss. Text silenced when I entered the room. Sudden passwords on her phone. The way she'd say, "You wouldn't get it," whenever I asked about work. Nothing screamed betrayal. It whispered it, softly, over months. I ignored the whispers because believing them would have meant questioning everything I'd built my life around. The stakes felt high because our lives were tangled. Shared savings, a leased car in both our names, rent auto-drafted from my account. We'd talked about kids someday, usually after wine. I'd started setting money aside quietly, thinking ahead. She said she was stressed, that work was draining her. I tried to be patient. I cooked more. Asked less. When intimacy faded, I told myself it was a phase. "It's just a rough patch," she'd say, brushing past me. I wanted to believe her. Wanting to believe someone can be stronger than any evidence to the contrary. The first real crack came 2 weeks before the party. She got a text at midnight, smiled at the screen, then turned it face down. When I asked who it was, she said, "Leane, just drama." I didn't push. The next day, I noticed a charge on our card from a hotel bar downtown. She said it was a team happy hour. The timing didn't match. I started paying attention in a way I hadn't before. Times, places, excuses. Her stories weren't outrageous, they were slightly off. Just enough to make my stomach tighten without giving my brain permission to accuse her. At home, she felt distant, almost rehearsed. Conversations were efficient, like meetings. "Did you pay the internet bill?" "I'll be late Thursday." One night, I reached for her on the couch, and she flinched. "I'm tired," she snapped. I apologized, even though I hadn't done anything wrong. Later, alone, I scrolled through our old photos, holidays, dumb selfies, moments that felt real. I wondered when the shift happened. Was it sudden, or had I just been slow to notice? The doubt crept in quietly, settling somewhere behind my ribs, heavy and constant. The party was meant to be normal. I even bought her favorite heels earlier that day, thinking it might help us reconnect. She barely acknowledged them. At the bar, she kept her distance, talking animatedly with people I barely knew. When I tried to slide an arm around her waist, that's when she snapped. "Don't touch me, you're not my man." It landed like a slap. Someone laughed nervously. I felt my face burn. Before I could respond, Leane stepped closer to me, her tone calm, almost kind. "You deserve to know," she whispered, "she's already decided." My wife's reaction was instant. Her smile vanished. Her shoulders stiffened. "Leane, stop," she hissed, "too late." I looked between them, confused. "Decided what?" I asked. My wife avoided my eyes. Leane met them directly. "He thinks you're still choosing," she said softly. You told me you weren't. The noise around us rushed back in, glasses clinking, music pounding, but the space between the three of us felt sealed off. I realized then this wasn't a drunken slip. It was something planned, discussed, and hidden from me. My chest felt tight, like the air had thinned. We stepped away from the crowd, onto a quieter corner of the rooftop. I asked, "Is there someone else?" My wife laughed, sharp and defensive. "Don't do this here." Leane crossed her arms. "You said you'd tell him after the quarter ended," she said. My wife shot her a warning look.